Good morning, everybody. Hi, how are you? I'm so glad that you guys can join me again on my regular weekly webinar. Now, today's webinar is kind of interesting. The reason is because a lot of people will say, hey, if I have diabetes or pre-diabetic, would it make sense for me to switch to a total vegetarian diet? Now, certainly that can be a very good choice, but there's so many different vegetarian diet you can actually need to kind of understand what it is. So today will be a good way to introduce what is the vegetarian diet. And so that way there are several vegetarian diet you can actually look at, and don't be aggressive to start off right away, say, oh, I will do a total vegetarian. And maybe you can go in slowly and you get different choice. So it really depends on after you do it, how you like it. Plus you have to continue. You cannot just do it 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 months, then you switch. That's not going to be good. So you need to have that under your belt, kind of understand what are you getting into. But as a whole, vegetarian is very good, actually, because it really, anything with a plant-based actually can be better for your heart, cholesterol, and your overall carbs, intake. So it is a good, strategy actually. But at least you know about it, so you can make the right choice. Hi， 各位朋友，我係 Angela Lowsutea 個 President， 好多謝今日又再嚟講咧，聽我哋講下我哋嘅 webinar。今日講嘅嘢咧係，如果我哋素食，其實原來素食都有好多種嘅，就唔係即係所講就係喂食素啦咁，其實就有好多種不同嘅食素嘅方案，令到你咧能夠係真係幫咗你咧係。心臟嘅即係好處啦，健康就係你嘅心臟健康啲啦，唔會咁多膽固醇啦，同埋亦都幫助咗你嘅糖食物糖入去你血糖裏邊嘅管理。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，其實呢樣嘢都係好嘢嚟嘅。咁但係咧就要知道有你嘅選擇係邊種選擇，同埋咧係對你有咩幫助。咁嗱，當然咧你做呢樣嘢嘅時候咧就唔好話嘣一聲就轉晒，慢慢嚟。咁你就能夠做嘅東西更成功，可以試下呢樣嘢好唔 OK？ Okay, so today will be nice to have quite a few people comes in, which from all over the world. So I'm going to start sharing my screen and start off our webinar, and we'll go from there. I appreciate, So if possible, can Edwina, can you kind of let me know whether you had actually able to see my screen, so that way I could able to you could hear me good, and then I could hold on. So if possible, Edwina, you see the slides okay? So want to make sure that you can able to see this good, so we can go from there. So that would be wonderful. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so I have it all set up, and now we can start our webinar. But so today our focus are really on, if you want a vegetarian diet, how can it help you to manage your heart health and also pre-diabetic diabetic management? 今日個講座咧係素食係點有助你嘅心臟嘅健康啦，同埋點管理用呢個素食係咪真係能夠管理到你個糖尿病咧？咁其實或者前期患病咧，咁呢個係真係可以嘅。咁所以變咗係一個好嘢嚟嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，就最好都係。可能夠大家可以享受呢個呢種嘅食物，亦都係對身體健康，咁就好嘢嚟喎。咁我哋所以咧就今日講一講就係呢個，咁亦都俾你了解多啲咧，咁你有一個好啲嘅選擇 ，OK？ 就唔好話嘣一聲我要做嘅時候咧，都唔知係做乜 ，OK？ 咁呢個就有希望，呢個係更加有解釋清楚 ，OK？So today we're going to talk about first of all, we have to help you to understand what is pre-diabetic diabetes and why will diabetes and pre-diabetic will eventually can hurt your heart, and so you end up with develop a heart disease. And from there also we'll talk about what is vegetarian diet, how they benefit the heart health and also pre-diabetic diabetes, and how to help them to manage and how you put all these diet together to help you to basically help you better manage first your pre-diabetic and diabetic health issue, and also how they benefit your heart. And we'll give you some sample vegetarian recipe so you can able to practice that, and also how you can drink Lowsutea also help you, because Lowsutea is part of that diet, whereby it will definitely help you to lower your three high, which is your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. So all that will be discussed today. And I think this is going to be a very, very good webinar to give you that overall what a vegetarian diet. And it will be good that you can see and choose whether you can try it and see what is the benefit of outcome. 今日我哋講座咧，其實好簡單嘅。第一，我就介紹咩叫前期患病同埋糖尿患病者咧，同埋對心臟有咩影響咧？咁同埋咩叫素食咧？咁同埋素食方面係點能夠幫助你嘅心，亦都幫助你嘅糖尿病或者前期患病管理咧？同埋仲有點能夠我哋亦都俾一啲即係食譜俾你可以試下，可以點去做呢樣嘢。咁同埋咧，你更加了解一個好啲嘅揀擇。咁當然有人飲去糖茶已經係一個素食嘅東西嚟喎，因為佢全部係冇任何，只係有兩種一個番石榴苦瓜，所以其實一個係素食嘅話，咁佢點幫助你咧？咁同埋最後咧就係啲問題咧，我哋可以解答嘅。Okay, so I did actually see many people that I don't know from all over the world. Potentially they came from Canada, came from United States, came from other places of Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand. So I thought maybe perhaps I still go through a real quick few minutes just to update how diabetes being formed. But everybody go through this 4 stage from 4 stage, move yourself to the diabetic stage. The first stage is actually your LDL cholesterol goes up and it start damaging your B cells that instantly come out with the B cell. The B cells will take the sugar to the cells. And then with the damage, the more B cells come out, it still doesn't work. So more sugar stay in the blood vessels. And that result, the cholesterol and sugar mix together, the blood becomes thick. And very quickly you move to stage 2. When stage 2 is mean, they start forming plaques everywhere because of that thick cholesterol and sugar. It forms plaques. And this is the major issue for all diabetes because they form plaques everywhere. Start plugging in the brain, heart, and you have years to plug up, then the problem will continue to persist. And eventually you have all kinds of complications come up. And very quickly, besides your blood pressure start going up, so now cholesterol go up, now second stage, blood pressure go up, you will very soon move to the third stage, which is called pre-diabetic. Now, pre-diabetic is your sugar continue goes up. And how do you measure that? The doctor, every doctor in the whole world measure the same thing. They measure your hemoglobin, the percentage of hemoglobin, percent sugar hooking on this hemoglobin. So if you are 5.7 and below, you're a normal person. If you're 5.7 to 6.4, you are a pre-diabetic. Now, when you're pre-diabetic, doctor has no medication for you, but they will alert you to say, hey, you are pre-diabetic. You need to change lifestyle and lower your sugar intake. Unfortunately, with that, nobody really know what to practice because they just heard it. And so they will continue their own lifestyle, no change. Then in 3 years, most likely you will convert to a diabetes. That's why nowadays, there's so many people went to diabetes because of this change. They just do not change lifestyle. So all these lectures actually to help you to better understand how you are going to change your lifestyle from dieting to exercising to weight control and measure blood sugars to monitor continuously, so you will able to better health and prevent you become any kind of future health complication. Now, why we talk a lot about Lowsutea? Because Lowsutea basically have 2 things: it's guava leaves and bitter melon. And what guava leaf does is it blocks the sugar enter the vessels. And bitter melon is really nice. It increases insulin sensitivity and it takes more sugar back to the cells now because the insulin now become more sensitive to work again. And it will take sugar into the cells. Now, anything excess sugar, another good thing is they instead reabsorb the sugar, they dump the sugar, cholesterol, and sodium through the urine. And result that your blood sugar will come down, cholesterol will come down, and also because your salt went down, your blood pressure will also come down. And also it helps you detox, get rid of all the junks from your body, so to speak. So Lowsutea really a very unique working product. is 100% natural, no caffeine. So that's why we select Lowsutea as a way to help you to basically continue to drink to lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. 嗱，各位朋友，其實今日有好多人咧嚟到咧，都我哋未必識佢哋啦。咁我講好快脆，有4個 step 咧係有4個階段咧，糖尿病係點發生嘅？第一階段就係你個膽固醇叫 LDL 壞個膽固醇上升啦，佢就破壞咗個胰島出嚟嘅 B cell，B cell 帶啲糖入細胞裏邊嘅。咁嗰啲 B cell 唔帶糖入細胞裏邊咧，咁啊弊啦，你啲糖咧係繼續上升啦，咁啲糖加埋個膽固醇咧，啲血有結，咁就開始咧form 好多板塊，咁你又搣咗去第二個階段喎。第二階段就係血壓上升，因為啲板塊係全身係咁塞，血管越整越塞咗啲咁嘅板塊喺度。咁好快脆，你亦都達到去第3個階段，就係因為你啲糖繼續上升啦。咁但係糖繼續上升，醫生就會用呢個叫 A1C 去呢個糖化血紅蛋白，咁佢就 measure 你幾多個 percent 嘅糖黐住呢個紅血球。如果你5.7以下咧，你係正常人；如果你高過5.7咧，咁咧你就係已經糖前期患病者，至到6.4、5.7至6.4前期患病。嗱，當你有呢樣嘅時候咧，醫生係冇藥俾你食嘅，只係話俾你，喂，你而家前期患病啦，你要開始戒口啊。但係有啲咧，佢哋亦都冇講好清楚，咁大多數都人都唔知嘅，咁就好快脆喺3年後咧，佢繼續用佢一樣而家食生活一樣食嘅嘢，咁佢就變咗糖尿病，所以在糖尿病係好高嘅。咁但係現在嚟講咧，其實點解我有揀呢個去糖茶咧？因為佢兩樣嘢，有一個叫做番石咧，就 block 咗你糖入去血管裏邊啦。咁但係就算糖入咗去之後咧，佢苦瓜咧就增加咗胰島素嘅敏感度，咁然後咧就將啲糖帶翻去細胞裏邊。如果多咗糖出嚟咧，佢就喺尿嗰度咧，同埋膽固醇啊，同埋呢個鹽咧就掉咗去喺個尿嗰度掉出嚟。咁你3個都降低。咁仲有啦，so with that, we also have not only asked you just to drink Lowsutea, we actually have a program, which help you to 5 items in a program to help you to continue holding your hand throughout your diabetic journey. And this program is basically dieting, teach you about how to eat low carb diet, low fat diet, and also drinking Lowsutea certainly. And then you teach you how to exercise 8 to 10 times, 10,000 steps per day. So you increase the exercise, burn of excess sugar, also teach you how to weight control. We have weekly webinar and teach you how to also measure blood sugar. Net result of that, we have actually a lot of customers now with A1C was 10 plus above. They drop it down to lower than 6 and go back to normal 5.7. But it takes works. You have to do it. And I know you can do it. And once you do that, you will see your A1C actually keep going down. It's very encouraging. 各位朋友，我哋其實咧唔係淨係教你飲茶，我仲有5個 program 咧係幫助你咧，拉住你手啦，帶你係由教點食嘢啦，降低嘅低膽水低嘅碳水化食物啦，點去行做 exercise 啦，行1萬步一日啦，同埋咧就點能夠降低你磅數啦 ，under 你個用個 BMI 低過23啦，同埋我依家每個禮拜嘅講座啦，同埋點量你血咧，代血糖咧，咁然後咧就將你 A1C 由10以上都好啦，你會跌翻5.7。其實我哋好多病人都做過呢樣嘢嘅，係好成功。So we'll get into the depth of our lectures now. So basically, as you know, pre-diabetic and diabetes are both chronic health conditions, which affect your whole body. Basically, when you turn your food into sugar, get energy. But the problem is you cannot use the sugar and the cell doesn't get the normal sugar, and the sugar continue just in your bloodstream just floating around. And net result, your blood sugar continue to be high, or you don't have enough insulin to work with it. So when you are pre-diabetic, what happened is, the sad part is you are, if you become a diabetes, your chances to get heart disease will become higher and higher. Besides heart disease, you can have stroke, you can have high blood pressure, all kind of problems can occur. So basically, pre-diabetic diabetes has similar issue whereby you need to take action, prevent that future complication. And this usually happens about 5-6 years on with a diabetic disease, then you will actually see this, and which basically why we keep helping you to understand the risk, so we can lower your risk. OK， 嗱，糖尿患病者、前期患病者兩個都係一樣嘅病嚟嘅，即係唔係一樣嘅病，即係一樣嘅 condition 啦。咁佢喺前期患病咧變咗糖尿病嘅時候咧，咁你就好多問題出現咯，因為咧你會繼續有個心臟病嘅問題啦、中風嘅問題啦、其他血壓高嘅問題啦，嗰啲嘢全部咧係對你將來嘅身體係好不健康嘅。所以變咗嚟講咧，你一定要了解呢樣嘢，咁我哋先能夠繼續咧係鼓勵你去點去防禦呢啲嘢。咁其實咧so really at the end of the day, if you have heart disease because of diabetes, it's a major complication because as you know, diabetes 2 to 4 times likely you will develop a heart disease compared to people who have no diabetes. So you want to receive the heart disease risk, okay, if you have diabetes. Now, it's like a car engine. If your engine, for example, doesn't work, meaning your heart doesn't work, your car doesn't run. Same thing here. If your heart doesn't work, you doesn't run, you die. And you basically, you don't want to get into the stage. And how do you do that? To prevent that? So if you have diabetes, you basically need to have healthy diet, which is lower your chances of heart disease. You have to have regular exercise. You got to have lower your weight. Your BMI has to under 23, and you cannot be, excess weight, and you cannot smoke. And on top of that, you have to work with a doctor all the time, make sure you have the right medication to help you to prevent heart disease, or help make sure that your heart is being continued to be healthy. Now, give you one example, one of our clients, he came in and actually we help him to lower his blood sugar. Was successful on that. It's very high blood sugar continuously, and we lower the blood sugar actually below 7, A1C below 7. And so that was quite good. Actually, everybody's happy. Hey, my A1C below 7. But I alerted him. I said, hey, your cholesterol has been high for all these years. Have you actually seen a cardiologist? And his answer is say, what do you mean I need to do a cardiologist? I didn't think about that. And he's seeing his family medicine, treating his, diabetes issues. So he thought that that's sufficient. So when he see the cardiologist said, oh, you know what? You have 2 choices. One choice is you got to right away do angioplasty because your coronary artery is 96% obstructed. It's blocked. You have 2 choices. One, angioplasty now. We set your appointment immediately. The second choice is you leave, don't do anything. You might never come back. So lucky he actually listened to the doctor and said, wow, if that's the case, I will go to do my angioplasty right away. So which he did. And he was very grateful. He come to me saying that you saved my life. Actually, I didn't save him. I just alert him to go see the doctor. But imagine that we did fix his blood sugar. But fixing the blood sugar is actually from years ago. Now it happened. His accumulated all the blockage from the diabetes of his heart, which become your heart is extreme poor health, whereby he basically is 96% blockage. And next thing you know, he basically have 2 choices, either to do angioplasty right away. If he doesn't do it, he might die. So lucky he make that choice to go to angioplasty and fix it. But I must say, really at the end of the day, if you have diabetes, you really got to watch your heart. That's why all these lectures can help you to prevent or alert you to at least act, so you prevent other major problems that come around. So that is very important. 嗱，各位同學，我講翻個真實個案俾你聽先。第一，我有個客人啦，咁佢係即係一個老伯公啦，咁佢唔係好老啫，但係佢最低限度60零歲嗰種啦。咁但係佢咧本身咧就同佢個糖咧，我哋將佢 A1C 跌到7㗎啦，已經，咁都叫好好咯。咁其實好開心。咁我就問多一樣嘢，喂，你有冇見過 呢個心臟醫生㗎？咁佢話我冇啊，咁我就係依家用開我個醫生幾好啊，咁即係醫緊我糖尿病啊。咁但係佢個膽固醇都好高嘅，咁我話你應該去俾個心臟醫生睇睇喎。咁佢就都聽話，佢就去睇心臟醫生。睇完之後，個心臟醫生話：喂，你個 coronary artery 咧，即係佢個心裏邊最大嗰啲血管咧，塞咗96%喎。咁佢話你有兩個 choice，第一個 choice 咧就即刻做通波仔，第二個 choice 咧你出去唔做嘢咧，你就可能未必翻嚟，因為你就已經死咗啦嚇。咁佢好咗聽話，即刻走去做通波仔，咁佢就救咗佢嘅命。咁佢成日都話我咁話你救咗我命，其實唔係，我只係 alert 咗去做呢樣嘢。所以見到咧糖尿病咧唔係話我係糖尿病咁我就 basic， 但係因為佢冇乜即係冇乜嘅症狀出現嘅。咁你糖藥繼續高落去咧，其實就塞咗好多心臟嘅問題啊，塞咗將來腦嘅問題，慢慢就會出現嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，呢個咧係真係一個好嘅 example 咧。如果你有糖尿病咧，如果你唔早啲處理咧，你一路係咁塞落去咧，哇！呢個問題係會好大嘅。So we at least know about the sample. We just talk about why we're so focused to help you to get better, blood sugar level, and top of that, why all that will help you to improve your health, so you don't have all the diabetic complications, including one big one is really your heart disease. So that's why we'll give you all the idea how to manage yourself on your pre-diabetic state and diabetic state. Don't get yourself into all the key complications like heart disease, okay? So now let's get down to, well, really, what is a vegetarian diet? Because a lot of people don't really understand vegetarian diet. So vegetarian diet as defined is, I just want to exclude red meat, poultry, and fish. This is one of the definitions. But also our focus on the diet mainly are plant-based food, which is like vegetable food, grain, nuts, seed, all those really more, really actual plant-based. And on the other hand, in the marketplace, a lot of people don't realize there are different type of vegetarian diet, and it's up to you how to set that restriction. And later on, I will define what is that restrictions are about, so you have a better understanding. 嗱，好多人咧以為食素咧就係當然啦，大多數就食素就係應該係冇肉類啊，冇家禽啊，亦都冇魚類啊，冇呢樣嘢嘅。咁同埋咧，仲有咧就係全部係植物嘅食物，我哋水果、蔬菜、豆類啊、果仁啊，同埋種子啊啲東西。咁其實咧喺好多人咧食素咧係有好多種嘅，亦都有不同嘅限制。咁今日咧我講俾你聽，咁你可能夠有好啲嘅選擇，就唔係食素一食素咧就係全部咩都唔食得，即係冇魚、冇肉、冇雞，全部都冇嘅。咁就其實未必一定嘅，即係當然冇紅肉啦，但係就有其他嘅種類咧可以入去咧，都係有一種嘅叫做屬素嘅東西。咁我哋應該再講多啲，咁你哋多了解。So let's talk about the type of different vegetarian diets. Like for example, first of all, it's called a lacto-vegetarian diet, which is exclude no meat, no poultry, no fish, no egg, but also allows dietary products. Okay, so this is one of the first selection called lacto-vegetarian diet. The second one is called ovo-vegetarian, which is the diet exclude meat, poultry, fish, and dietary product, but also allow eggs. So you can eat eggs, but no dietary product, no fish, no poultry, no meat. And there's another one called lacto-ovo-vegetarian diet, which exclude meat, poultry, fish, but also allow dietary product and eggs. And the last is vegan. The vegan diet is excluded all animal products, including meat, poultry, fish, dietary product, including eggs and honey. So actually, there's quite a bit of selection that you could choose from the vegetarian diet. So it's really from there, it's up to you to experiment it and see what is really fit you. 嗱， 各位朋友其實有4大種類嘅即係素菜嘅，有一個魚嘅素菜啦，咁就其實就一定係唔包肉噶啦，雞禽啊、魚啊同蛋，但係乳酪類嘅東西咧就可以嘅。咁有個雞素嘅食物咧，就係另外一種，就係亦都冇肉類啦、家禽啦、魚類啦，但係乳酪嘅即係乳酪嘅東西或者雞蛋亦都可以嘅。咁有個雞奶嘅素食咧，就係亦都係唔含肉啦，但係就可以能夠有奶同埋雞蛋嘅東西係可以嘅。最後真係全素食咧，就係有冇咗肉啦、所有家禽啦、魚類啦，同埋牛雞蛋啊，同埋奶類嘅東西啦，同埋蜜蜂嘅蜜糖都冇嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講，其實已經知道咧，哇！有咁4種大類嘅東西，咁其實咧你可以慢慢試下邊樣嘢咧係對你最有用嘅，或者最即係我能夠繼續係 practice 嘅，或者我可以試下嘅。咁呢樣嘢係俾你個 idea 嘅。但係so we now talk about 4 type of vegetarian diet. So basically from there we show that in the vegetarian diet, it does actually, on many of the studies, show that it does lower your cardiovascular risk. And with lower cardiovascular risk, you also lower your stroke risk and other cardiovascular problems than other people who continue to eat red meat, especially lots of red meat, typical American. So this is due to the fact that why this works is because when you eat less meat, you're less saturated fat, cholesterol, which is 2 major risks for your heart disease. So this is quite easy to understand. If I don't eat red meat, then I have lower cholesterol, lower saturated fat, then my heart disease definitely will be much more, the risks of heart disease are much more decreased because of that. Just only that. Now, secondly, when you eat mainly vegetarian diet is also potentially lower your blood pressure, because plant-based diets be more effective lower blood pressure because in that case is because your lower cholesterol, lower fats, net result, your blood pressure will be improved definitely. And on top of that, because you have lower cholesterol, so the cholesterol management are typically easier to manage because you have less saturated fat, less cholesterol, which improve your cholesterol level. And high cholesterol level is also a major risk of your heart disease. 嗱，各位朋友，好簡單嘅，因為如果你係即係所有嘅研究咧，知道咧，如果素食咧係能夠幫助個心臟嘅。點解咧？就因為素食裏邊咧，第一佢係降低你血管塞。咁變咗嚟咧，因為佢裏邊含有係少啲脂肪啦，同埋膽固醇啦，咁如果少啲脂肪減埋，其實減塞嘅機會高啦。咁呢2樣嘢咧，其實就已經幫助咗你咧，降低你嘅心臟病嘅風險啦。咁但係當你冇咗即係少咗膽固醇，少咗啲肥嘅脂肪喺你食物裏邊咧，咁亦都有一樣嘢降低喎，係呢個降低咗你嘅血壓。呢樣嘢係好緊要嘅，因為當你低血壓咧，你降低你嘅 stroke 啦，亦都即係你個降低咗你機會有中風嘅風險啦，亦都降低咗你嘅心臟病風險。同埋因為你低血壓咧，你心臟風險降低，同埋你嘅stroke 即係都會降低嘅，咁幾好喎，係咪？咁第3咧，因為你低啲嘅膽固醇啦，因為你食咗全部都係素食嘅時候，膽固醇一定係降低嘅。咁變咗亦都少咗你啲肥嘅脂肪啦，同膽固醇啦。咁變咗嚟講咧，就呢個咧就會幫助你咧係減低你高膽固醇風險。如果減低高膽固醇風險咧，一定係降低你嘅心臟嘅風險嘅。咁對糖尿病有乜關係咧？即係如果我減低咗呢幾樣嘢，心臟咪 OK 啦。咁原來仲有咧，喺食呢個素食咧， 係對糖尿病亦都係好有幫助嘅喎。因為咧，當你食全部係素食咧，somehow你個血嘅糖咧，亦都自己好啲控制嘅。尤其是如果係前期患病或者糖尿病病者，因為咧佢因為冇咗呢個肥啊，即係呢個食物裏邊係冇好啲肥嘅脂肪同膽固醇裏邊㗎。咁變咗嚟講咧，你因為冇咗叫咩就第一次講座嘅時候咧，當你好多高嘅 LDL cholesterol 出嚟嘅時候咧，係 damage 咗你個 insulin 嘅 B cells。damage B cell 之後就帶唔到糖細胞裏邊咯。咁變咗嚟講咧，你就係個 insulin 咧唔係咁 sensitive 咯。咁但係冇咗依咁嘅高 cholesterol 咧 ，guess what？ 你嘅 insulin 咧係會更加好用，咁啊更加帶翻啲糖，咁就 improve 咗你 blood sugar。咁啊對前期患病或者糖尿病咧係十分有用嘅。As you know, why we said plant-based will help diabetes or pre-diabetic? Well, the reason is plant-based. What it does is when you have less, because it does definitely plant-based has and the diet has less cholesterol and less LDL, that will make sure your insulin comes out, the B cells will not damage. So increase the insulin sensitivity, because more B cells will go back to take the sugar in the cells that use up, rather than it keep coming up with insulin. It doesn't work because the cholesterol keep damaging the B cell. It doesn't work. So you have high insulin resistance. But the plant-based help you to have less cholesterol. So that will definitely help you. And that result, your insulin sensitivity goes up. So it does help you better regulate your blood sugar. And for a pre-diabetic diabetes person is really a good things to do. So this is one thing truly do when you have vegetarian diet, do help you on pre-diabetes management. It definitely helps you with that. Now, secondly, a lot of people don't realize when you have vegetarian diet, it's also help you to manage your weight, because when you have people, especially people who have pre-diabetic diabetes, you want to have lower your weight, because if you lower your weight, for example, if I lower 10% of my weight, if I'm pre-diabetic or diabetes, I can actually minus 1% of my A1C. So if my A1C is 8, it'll go down to 7. So that is a good thing that you want to make sure you do not want to have continued excess weight throughout your diabetic journey, because you get your blood management much more difficult. So weight management can be helping you because of the fact that when you are in plant-based, usually you do not increase your blood sugar as much. And when you eat more vegetable, usually your weight also are much better controlled. So net result, your blood sugar will also go down, your weight also go down, and that is a very nice management for you. 嗱，各位朋友，其實咧食素咧係幫助你，仲有一樣嘢，幫助你減低你磅數嘅。即係如果你係減到用素食，唔好食咁多肥肉啊、肥豬肉啊嘅東西啦，唔會喐啊，直情。咁其實咧最後咧，你因為係少啲糖喺你身體行啦，少啲肥嘅喺身體行啦，咁變咗你嘅磅數咧亦都冇增加咁多咧，少糖啦，咁咪少磅數降低落嚟啦。咁如果你減低1% 嘅10% 你個磅啊 10% 你個磅數咧，你係減1% 嘅 A1C 嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，對你如果係亦都對你個幫助好嘅，但係你減10個，即係因為10% 磅數喎，減1% A1C 喎，咁變咗嚟講，你 weight management 好啲啊！即係如果220磅，我減10%嘅，我減20磅嘅，咁我而家降低 A1C 亦都減咗磅咯喎，咁對糖又好，管理又好，樣樣都好，咁所以變咗咧喺磅數嘅管理咧，食素係好有用嘅。And also when you start doing your vegetarian diet, actually it also lower your risk of type 2 diabetes. Now, actually, there's a study on vegetarian diet, why lower the risk? Because one, typically you lower your vegetarian diet, you lower your saturated fat, cholesterol, and sugar. So when you have all these things, cholesterol go down, blood sugar go down, so the chances for you get into the type 2 diabetes is also go down. So if you are pre-diabetic, if you can able to actually start doing a vegetarian diet, you might not even convert from your type 2 diabetes. Convert from your pre-diabetic to the type 2 diabetes. So it's actually a very good things to do. If you're pre-diabetic, you will never convert to the actual diabetes because you continue to lower your cholesterol, lower your saturated fat, you're much healthy, and your sugar also continue to go down. So your A1C always stay between 5.7 to 6.4. You never convert to 6.4 above. So you never been type 2 diabetes. So that's a good thing. Okay. 嗱，各位朋友，其實咧，如果你係食素咧，係幫助你。如果你係前期患病嘅，你就唔會變咗二型糖尿病者。個原因咧，因為你係食素咧，你係 mostly 你嘅膽固醇降低啦，同埋你嘅重油同埋你嘅脂肪亦都放低啦，同埋你血糖亦都降低啦。咁當你3樣降低嘅時候咧，你會變為一個叫做二型糖尿病嘅風險咧係大大降低嘅。可能你嘅 A1C 繼續喺5.7、6.4中間咁變咗嚟講，你咪幾好，永遠都去唔到糖尿病。咁其實呢個係一個十分好嘅策略，係幫助你唔會變糖尿病嘅。Another thing that a lot of people don't know also, which can be really helpful. As you know, when you have diet, you want to make sure that you don't get yourself into somehow I don't know why it disappeared. Okay, but don't worry. Oh, sorry. Okay, now I got it back. Sorry, I somehow I got my video suddenly got shut off, but I start again. Now, very important. Actually, you don't want to eat inflammatory food because inflammatory food is one of the major risks to cause your chronic disease like pre-diabetic and diabetes. Now, reason is when everything inflamed, things are all plugging up, and you don't want to continue to have more vessel being inflamed and plugged up. So net result, you eat a lot of red meat, for example. Red meat is inflammatory food, so it can actually cause a vessel to be more plugged because you have fats, you have bad cholesterol, vessels start inflaming because you have all these. So net result, and plus your sugar mixed together, wow, then you don't want to get food that is continue to inflame your vessels. So to do that, plant-based diet is a really good anti-inflammatory food. So it has high antioxidant. Actually, it does also reduce inflammations. And so with lower inflammation, you have lower chronic risk on your diabetes or pre-diabetic disease. You lower that risk. Okay, so that's a good stuff. There's also another thing is when you eat plant food diet, because plant-based, and study shows that it also improves your mood. In other words, you are eating plant-based, you become less stressed, your mood is much more positive. And when you have that, you're less stressed. It does help your pre-diabetic and your diabetes, because when you have stress, your blood sugar will goes up. The body will respond and give you cortisol, more hormone, get more sugar out to fight. And you don't want to do that. You want to have less sugar in your system. So it also improves your mood. You become less stressful. And that is really good because you eat more plant-based. Okay? 嗱，嗰位同學好特別，好多人都唔知道咧，原來咧，當你個食物咧係能夠令到你血管係更加有個發炎嘅感脹嘅 inflammation， 即係脹大咗佢。因為點解咧？當你食好多肉啊，咁你裏邊一定有好多肥嘅東西啦，膽固醇加埋晒，咁令到血管咧就可以即係 form 好多不同嘅板塊 plaque。咁做咗呢樣嘢之後咧，個血管就咩啊？開始會好似發炎咁脹大㗎咯喎。咁當你喺呢樣嘢嘅時候咧，咁就幫助咗好多不同嘅問題出現啦，就唔係幫你減低嘅問題。所以咧，其實咧，當你係食素咧，係幫你降低咗呢個發炎嘅現象，同埋咧佢有好多 嘅含有嘅抗氧化咧，能夠令到你咧唔會發炎啦，仲有咧就幫你血管咧唔會將好多呢個板塊去增加你嘅發炎啦。咁對你個喺你個前期患病同糖尿病咧係好大幫助嘅。OK， 同埋仲有第二樣嘢咧，如果食素咧，仲有一個好特別喎，食素咧係幫助咗你咧係增加咗你個情緒嘅改善嘅，你唔會覺得好 moody， 哇，成日好猛震。食素嘅人咧就未必令到你好猛震嘅。咁變咗嚟講咧，因為你唔猛震，亦都令到你好似更加輕鬆啲，情緒又好啲。咁你冇咗個 stress 嘅壓力咧，咁你個血糖咧就自然咧就唔係上升嘅。嗱，記住，當你 stress 嘅時候、緊張嘅時候咧，你係血糖一定會上升。咁上升就對你唔係好啦，因為你係已經係前嘅話，糖尿病你唔想你血糖上升啊嘛。另外啲嘢係更加要 relax 你嘅，所以其實咧食素咧係對有一個十分好嘅幫助。So now you heard about all the wonderful things about why vegetarian diet is so good for your health, cardiovascular health, and also how it help you on the pre-diabetic and diabetes management. So that will be a good thing that now you understand. You improve your mood, decrease your inflammatory, lower your cholesterol, and so improve your heart. All those are good stuff. So the question is, how do you start as a vegetarian? Where do I start? How do I start? So we're going to talk about the starting of vegetarian diet. Okay. Now, our suggestion is basically you're going to start slowly. Don't just start up, bang, everything is vegetarian, because we found that when you do that, most likely you don't maintain it. You do try a little while and you give up a little while, pretty much fastly. So you do it slowly. So you gradually transit yourself to a plant-based diet. So this is able to give your body to adjust, make sure that you're getting all the nutrient need and also getting you to kind of like the vegetarian diet. Now, certainly a lot of people don't start out right away, everything vegetarian. They will get slowly moving. Like, for example, maybe you start cutting out red meat. They start getting mainly just eat chicken, fish, and sometimes later on let the chicken out, and now only fish, and eventually with more and more just mainly vegetable and egg and so forth. So it really see that the pattern. The important thing is less red meat, and then eventually less chicken with the fat, for example, and now become more fish and so forth. So it had a nice gradual transition to be all plant, eventually all plant. Okay. Second, when you do that, you also focus mainly whole food on the vegetarian diet. In other words, you're going to eat plenty like fresh fruits, vegetable, whole grain, and nuts. So you also focus more whole food with you. So these two things can help you to gradually move in with whole food. It make your whole diet a lot more reasonable for you to adjust, and also able to get you to gradually move in and you get used to the diet. 嗱，各位朋友，其實重要咧，開始咧就唔好嘣一聲，我哋全部食素，未必係困難啲嘅。咁好多人開始嘅時候咧，第一就唔愛食紅嘅肉啦，即係冇牛肉啊嗰啲東西啦。咁第二樣咧就繼續食雞啦，雞係白雞肉啦。咁即係唔食雞啦，咁就食魚啦。咁魚之後一路魚啊同埋雞蛋啊一路落去咧，咁整嘅魚都唔食啦，咁就係食全部素。咁呢個係呢段嘅時間咧，就令到身體咧更加容易去適應，同埋咧亦都你覺得喺營養方面係達到嘅。咁所以有啲人咧其實都 end up 有啲咧淨係食咗素同埋魚同埋雞蛋嗰啲東西，就唔食肉，即係雞肉同埋呢個紅肉。所以有啲人係用呢樣方法，咁亦都可以做到。當然因為佢唔係淨係食素啦，但係食個東西嚟講咧。係少咗紅肉啊咁一路慢慢落去咧，佢最後係咪全食去素咧？咁都係佢自己選擇啦。但係呢個係會更加好嘅。咁但係最緊要咧就係食嘅嘢全部要食啲全部天然嘅食物，好似 係食生果啊，同埋菜蔬啊，同埋食啲豆類嘅東西啊，同埋蔬菜啊，咁呢啲咧果仁啊，咁係幫助你啊，繼續係喺呢度一路係咁發展落去嘅。Now the thing is also you need to focus what will be the healthy fats for you when you do a vegetarian diet. The healthy fats will consider of the monosaturated and polysaturated fats such as avocados, olive oils, and nuts. So these are also important because a lot of people don't know, well, does vegetarian do have fats? Like, absolutely yes, because vegetarian do have, they call monosaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat. So these are things that you need to kind of select and focus. And also, you have to enough protein to get you enough protein for your vegetarian diet, because protein, it will help you to repair your muscles. Body really need your protein. So you need to have protein such as beans, tofu, nuts, seed. Those are very good protein. So you need to have that. So you have to have enough. So both, in a sense that you have to have the healthy fat and the protein to support you on the vegetarian diet. So that's important things that you got to have. Okay. 嗱，當你係食素啦，咁但係仲有一樣嘢，原來咧，仲有要揀啲健康嘅脂肪喺素食裏邊咧係食呢樣嘢嘅喎。咁其實咧好重要咧，就有呢個健康嘅脂肪嘅東西咧，你要記住係要有呢樣嘢喺個你個餐單裏邊嘅。最緊要咧就係有啲嘢係譬如好似 avocado 啊、olive oil 啊、呢個橄欖油啊同 nuts 啊，呢啲全部係好嘅油喺裏面嘅。咁呢啲係要有嘅。咁第二樣嘢咧，你要夠蛋白質，因為蛋白質如果唔夠蛋白質咧，學你話齋，你個傷口，譬如有個傷口咁啦，就唔會好喎，因為冇咗蛋白質去標你個即係去 recover 你嘅傷口啊。咁所以變咗咧，你蛋白質係要夠有嘅，即係譬如我蛋白質我一日要有100個 gram 嘅蛋白質咧，你就一定要有呢個100，咁點得嚟咧？就要食翻啲豆腐啊，或者果仁啊、種子啊，呢加埋埋就俾到你啱嘅豆類啊嘅蛋白質。咁呢個咧，所以亦都要你去選擇嘅。Another thing that you need to, while you vegetarian diet, you also need to have a B12 supplement. And a lot of the vegetarian diet person will take B12 as an important nutrient supplement, which they either take vitamin B12 or they will follow a diet which has enough vitamin C B12 supplement to make sure you get enough this on the nutrition. So I know a lot of the people who are vegetarian, they also do B12 supplement based on a B12 vitamin supplement. So that can be one way to make sure you do have enough B12 to help you out on your diet. And certainly very important every day, you've got to lower your blood sugar and lower your cholesterol. So drinking Lowsutea will definitely help you to lower your blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, and detox naturally. So one of the things that you can think about is vitamin B12 and also drink Lowsutea throughout the day. 咁仲有如果係一個 vegetarian diet 嘅人咧，其實好多人咧係食咗呢個叫做 vitamin B12 咧，去幫助佢咧係補充 make sure 佢夠 B12 vitamin， 因為有陣時咧 diet 裏邊未必夠嘅，咁但係有陣時唔夠咧，咁你就用咗vitamin 12個 supplement 個維他命丸就會更加好啦。咁所以變咗嚟講咧 ，make sure 你食嘅產品食物咧亦都有好嘅 B12 嘅vitamin 喺裏邊咧，咁你就補充就唔可以缺嘅。咁同埋咧，當然咧飲去糖茶好有幫助啦，因為每日去糖茶咧都會降低你嘅血糖啦、膽固醇啦同埋排毒，咁呢個係重要嘅。So you make sure you drink your Lowsutea. So in dieting, really at the end of the day, what else you can eat in your diet? Make sure that you have a good vegetarian recipe. Now, some of the things that we can do is like, in the morning breakfast, you can do oatmeal and fruit and nuts. And that is really good because oatmeal with nuts are very good. And then you can try that. And also we have some milk if you want to. So it depends on your vegetarian diet. So really up to you what you can do. And plus you can also cut tofu with some spread on your toast. That can be done too. Or avocado spread on your toast. That can be done too. And lunch, you want to make sure you have a salad with chickpeas, lentil with beans, veggie wrap with hummus, soup and whole wheat bread. All these can be a very delicious vegetarian diet. At nighttime, you can have a lentil soup, vegetarian chili, veggie stir fry, and after that, you can snack fruits, nuts, and yogurts. Now, this is just an example, but you can look up on the website. It has tremendous amount of selections of vegetarian diet you can select. And I think that can be really exciting, and it make your choice of food can be very pretty. And so, so when you start off, you can able to continue monitor whether the vegetarian diet really fits you, or you have to move not 100% vegetarian. Maybe I can put some eggs or dietary product mixed together. So use that in a way to make sure that you select a food that you can continue to maintain and continue to practice this vegetarian diet. So that will be a choice you can do. 各位朋友，其實咧可以素食咧可以有啲 suggestion 嘅，麥皮啦，再加呢個生果裏邊啦，加啲 nuts 上去啦，咁有豆腐加上去你嘅朝頭早你嘅多士麵包啦，咁呢個亦都 OK 喎，又有 avocado 多士亦都 OK 喎，咁仲有咧就晏晝咧食多啲沙律啦，咁同埋咧有好多時你可以飲個菜湯啦，淨菜湯啊，咁同埋裏邊咧係多啲菜再加啲食呢個用grain 做嘅麵包都好嘅。咁 dinner 咧應該可以做好多炒嘅vegetable 菜蔬啊，炒嘅菜蔬，咁呢樣嘢亦都可以嘅。咁同埋咧再加豆腐啊，你啲中國人好中意食豆腐啦，咁呢個好 OK 啦。咁仲係菜湯咧亦都 good 啦。咁最後啦，咁宵夜咧可以食翻啲水果啦，仲有啲果仁啦，同埋有啲 yogurt。咁呢啲全部都係 OK 一個好嘅 recipe。咁其實喺網上咧有好多啲選擇嘅，任你去唔去啫。咁如果你去選擇咧，喺呢個一個係幫助你嘅。咁最後啦 ，so last but Lowsutea really can help the pre-diabetic diabetes to manage your blood sugar and cholesterol and blood pressure. So because of the fact that it has guavity, prevents sugar going to your gut vessels, and bitter melon actually improve your insulin sensitivity and dump excess sugar from through the urine, dump out the cholesterol and dump out salt, and net result, your 3 high will go down, meaning your blood sugar, cholesterol, and your blood pressure. Now, really at the end of the day, if you lower your 3 high, most likely all your health complications is actually going to disappear. And really, and you would think about it, if you have lower cholesterol, you lower your blood pressure, and lower sugar, net result, your health, it will be always be much better. Chances of all the complications like diabetic complication, pre-diabetic complication will be tremendous. And you can able to control that, and that is a very important strategy. 嗱，各位朋友，其實好重要咧，真係要降低你三高嘅。如果你降低三高嘅話咧，個機會你去有糖尿病啊，或者其他嘅病咧，心臟病啊，係大大降低嘅。咁如果你降低咗咧，你就變咗你唔會好多病出嚟，因為你冇咗膽固醇高，冇咗糖高。青屎你冇咗你個血壓高，咁然後咧亦都唔會去咗糖尿病，你又都少咗即係喺前期患病，亦都或者降翻普通人一樣冇前期患病。當你冇咗呢幾樣嘢咧，哇！你身體健康機會咧係好好嘅，因為你冇咗所有嘅不同嘅即係糖尿病類嘅併發症，咁變咗即係話冇心臟病啦，冇咗塞咗腦啦，冇唔記得嘢啦，冇 Alzheimer's disease 啦。 冇腎臟嘅問題啦，冇膽固醇嘅問題，冇咗個心臟病嘅問題啦。哇，咁就其實好有幫助喎。咁所以變咗嚟講，你要繼續係降低你三高嘅。So in conclusion, the vegetarian diet can just not only help you, improve your health, but also give you a tremendous, because you're now a vegetarian diet, it help you to better on your heart health, also help you on your decrease the opportunity you become a diabetes, even you're pre-diabetic now, or even convert you back to a normal person. So that is a really tremendous benefit, because if you are continue not being a diabetes, you always stay in pre-diabetic or better, you never get really all these diabetic complications. So that would be wonderful. And typically, the reason why you are able to do that is because vegetarian diet, you lower all the saturated fat, lower your cholesterol, and lower your sugar. So net result, you are actually in better health. So vegetarian diet is basically also have high fiber, vitamin, minerals. So it's also help you on your gut health. And plus you also drinking Lowsutea. So you lower your 3 highs and also improve your cardiovascular health and better management of pre-diabetic diabetes management. So the important in this message is the vegetarian diet is actually help you to better pre-diabetic diabetes management. Net result, you have better heart health. Your cardiovascular health is much more healthier. 嗱，各位堂友，其實好重要咧，你都係素食嘅時候咧，你係有一樣嘢好特別嘅，你係減低晒你個心臟病嘅風險，亦都減低咗你嘅前期患病、糖尿病或者糖尿病嘅風險。因為咧，你係冇咗食好多不同嘅脂肪，亦都冇咗高嘅膽固醇，亦都喺你嘅糖係降低咗。咁當然啦，你素食裏邊有好多好嘅營養啦，有好嘅纖維啦。咁亦都有好嘅礦物質啦，咁對你心嘅健康特別好喎。咁前期患病或者糖尿病更加好，因為你管理上咧係易好多嘅。咁仲有啦，因為你仲有一樣嘢咧，你係仲有飲埋去糖茶喎，因為去糖茶係降低咩啊？血糖啦、膽固醇啦，同埋血壓啦，仲有排毒啦。咁變咗咧，你亦都冇咗心臟病嘅風險，亦都冇中風嘅風險，亦都低你唔會變咗第2型糖尿病。同埋好多時咧，因為你冇咁多食紅肉啊，嗰啲咧癌症嘅風險咧都會降低晒。So today we have a pretty good understanding all the benefit and why vegetarian diet can help you. So I hope you can able to think about vegetarian diet, and the key here is not to start very quickly, slowly move into it, and make sure that when you take vegetarian diet, you continue to explore step by step. Maybe first get off the red meat, eventually the white meat chicken, and then fish, and then eventually all vegetable or all plant-based. But certainly you can also, some people would start off with that. They start actually at the end of the day to eat more seafood, fish, and so forth. So it's all up to you, but you can able to continue to try which will benefit you. But make sure you continue to measure, while doing this experience and working with a doctor and see what your health will be. And if you can able to lower your 3 high, meaning lower your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and your sugar, the chances of you are being healthy are extremely high. And that will be something that you want to be continue to maintain. All right, this is today what I have. If you have any question, do write to me, Andy@wahfong.com, ANDY@WAHFONG, or call us in WhatsApp, and the number is 852-3001-5644. We'd love to answer your questions, and a lot of people actually do ask, and I answer them individually. So it's up to you to actually get over us, and we'd love to help you along the way and give you some good idea. Okay, thank you very much. I wonder if you have any more questions. If you don't have a question, I appreciate your joining us. And I hope that you can have a wonderful day today and the weekend, and start off, just try some vegetarian diet and experiment whether it help you or not. Have a nice day. Thank you very much, and hope you have a wonderful weekend, and looking forward to work with you next week. And next week will be good topics, by the way. We talk about fruits. What type of fruit is really fruits? What type of fruits is good for you? Take care. Bye-bye.